What is up, guys? Welcome back for another video. In this video, I want to answer a question that quite a few people have asked me. That's like, how do you find an apartment here in Thailand? How do you find a cheap apartment or any apartment in that matter? So I'm going to break that down in this video. There's about 3 main ways to apartment search from my experience. So I'll be breaking down those 3 ways in this video. And the other thing we'll talk about at the end of the video is overall cost of living. So outside of the cost of apartment, like what type of budget should you expect to live on here in Thailand? Now we'll go ahead and say one thing. That is going to be dependent on your lifestyle. There's not a one-size-fits-all budget for living in Thailand. But I will give you basically a starting ground, or what is like the minimum that someone like just basically a very reasonable lifestyle. What should you expect to spend? So we'll talk about that at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump to the computer and start looking at some apartments.
So starting with source number 1, which is probably the best option for finding an apartment in Thailand. And that's going to be Facebook. Now with Facebook, there's 2 ways to apartment search. One is just simply going to be to use Marketplace, which you will see a lot of postings just on Marketplace alone. So first things first, we're going to come up here and check the location. So if it was, you're looking for apartment in Bangkok, obviously put Bangkok. If you want possibly in Chiang Mai, is where I'm still currently at. So let's look up Chiang Mai. All right, that radius looks fine to me. And then click apply. I don't know if it's okay. There we go. All right, so then from here we can just scroll down and you'll see different apartments. So boom, here's one right here for 5,500 baht, which is a little bit over $100, maybe like $150. Here's some more, 6,500, 7,000. So many different listings, 5,900 baht, and then it'll probably get cheaper. Anyway, so the weird thing about with Facebook Marketplace, they don't always post the apartments inside the actual tab. So if I come over here to categories, let's scroll down. Okay, over here. Categories, we're going to property rentals, but sometimes you might see an apartment listed in a different category than what you would think, right? You would think everyone will post in this one, but they don't always do that. But once again, as you can see, bunch of options for apartments. 5,500. Here's one for 3,500 baht. This one was only 4,000. This is 5,000 baht. Let's just click one of these and see what we can find. All right, so got this unit. This place looks, oh wow, it's actually pretty straight. Not bad at all. So this is not a bad looking apartment for 4,000 baht a month. Let's see what the translation is saying. All right, so representative wrong. You can say here February 6th, we're available for on 4th floor, no elevator. Only 4,000 a month. Contract 6 months and up. Cool. All right. So boom. So that is, there you go right there. The next option for finding an apartment here in Thailand is going to be still Facebook, but you're going to back out of the marketplace and you're going to go to groups. So you're going to start by searching rentals available in, once again, the city that you're looking for. So I'm already a part of a few groups. So here's some for rent in Phuket, Pattaya, Bangkok. I think I'm in a Chiang Mai group. But if not, we'll just click, all right, we'll just go to condos for rent. I'm going to go up here and type in that. Here we go. Pattaya condos for rent or Chiang Mai rental properties. All right, so let's click this group. Let's see what we find. Give it a second to load. There's always typically new postings, and you can join as many groups as you want to when it comes to, your apartment search. But it shouldn't take long, before you find an apartment, even if I think it's easy to find one just off of, like, once I get the marketplace. Okay, so here we are in a Patia group. And as you can see, more postings for apartments. And you're going to see apartment prices from all different price ranges. Obviously, the bigger your budget, the more options you have. But you can easily, find a place for 4,000 baht a month that's about $130, I believe. So if you want to be on $100, you can be on a budget, literally $200 or less, and have an apartment out here. Which, if you think about it, it almost sounds crazy, at least to me, just being where I'm from. This is a nice looking place, equipped with a washer. It's a 1-bedroom, and this is 16,000 baht a month. Sometimes you gotta do, more scrolling than other times. All right, 10,000 baht, still very reasonable. 14,000 of 15, 11,000. Cool. So I think you guys get the point. Use Facebook. I want to show you guys too, kind of a budget comparison of like what you can get, kind of how luxury varies here in Thailand. Once again, if you're willing to spend at least 14,000 baht or more a month, you can start to see nice places. I actually shared one on my page recently, so I'm going to show you guys that listing if it's still up. It's actually what I would consider a pretty nice place. I believe in, yeah, here we go. This one's in Bangkok. Let's see this post right here. This place right here is in Bangkok. Nice looking apartment. All right, so this consider, a nice luxury apartment. You got the pool, and there's probably more than one pool. Cool hair and shallow siding by the pool. Look at this. This is dope. Nice room. All right, so 1-bedroom. Very nice. Apartments here, too, in Thailand, it's standard to come equipped with TVs and furniture. You typically have everything you need for most apartments. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Nice building. Very nice. So that's another pool of the same building. Nice bathroom. All right, so how much does it cost to live in a place like this? Nice luxury apartment. Let's scroll down to the price. Agent post. All right, look at this. 14,000 baht a month. So I'm going to open up my currency calculator and tell you guys the price of that in dollars. Because that's a really nice place. Super cheap. All right, so 14,000 baht a month is $427. So for $427 a month, you could be living in this dope 1-bedroom apartment. Super nice. All right. So the process of getting the apartment. What does it take to get the apartment? All right. So you guys see the monthly price, and this is if you get a 6 or 12 month, 6 to 12 month contract. So they're requiring you to put 2 months deposit and 1 month advance. So basically, to move in, you're going to pay 3 months. You're paying 3 months up front. So you're going to be multiplying 14,000 times 3. So we'll say $427 times 3. So for $1,281, this apartment is yours. You sign the lease. That's really all it requires. They don't really require anything else for you to, for you to get the apartment. And that's a lot different from like in the U.S. You got to show employment and, credit history and jump through hoops just to get an apartment. But here, it's like you pay the deposit, you got the money, boom, the apartment is yours. And then you just got to pay, obviously, like electricity and stuff separately. But this is a nice building. And honestly, this might be like a nice like unit for like an Airbnb. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at option number 2. And this is going to be a website called Rent Hub. I will link it below the video. Same concept with this place. You just put in the city you want to live in, and you can also type in your budget, and it's going to show you the different options, for your price range. So super easy to navigate. This website is actually how I found the current place I'm at in Chiang Mai right now. So I'll scroll through listings. You guys can even see, like, if you have a really, really tight budget, 2,500 baht a month, 2,900 baht a month, So all types of variety in prices. Obviously, the lower you go in price, you're not going to be having as nice, but that you got a roof over your head, can't complain. All right, so I just explained how to do this. It's very simple. You're gonna contact that way too. Ooh, and comfortable. Anyway, so you'll be contacting each individual separately, and you're probably going to use the app called Line. So you won't want to download that. If you don't have it, use the Line app, and you're good to go. All right, the third option I'm going to show you guys very quickly, which you probably already know about, is just Airbnb. So Airbnb is how I did my first places. So when I got to Bangkok, I had booked a place for 1 month. I think I paid about $500 something. Now, I way overpaid, but I was brand new to Thailand. I just wanted the simplest option, and I didn't know the information I know now. Had I known that, I would have saved some bread. But, you live and you learn. So, once again, obviously very self-explanatory. Just come over here. We'll go to, Airbnb. I will say, if you're using Airbnb is probably going to be your priciest option. Knowing what I know now, it's going to be your priciest option because Airbnb, obviously, these people are renting these apartments, and then on top of what they're paying for rent, they're going to, they're making a profit. Opposite. It's the whole point of Airbnb, right? Point of business. Nothing wrong with that. Just letting you know that, whatever you're paying them, that means that the apartment probably cost maybe half of that price a month if you were to book directly through, the agency. But it's overall, still reasonable. So like $374 for a month, like $605. See, like, look at this. I can just look at this apartment and tell you that too much. $605 is too much. Like, if you go find whatever apartments is and book it yourself, it's probably a $200 a month apartment. So obviously they're making a bit of a killing to be able to, do that. All right, so look at this right here. $1,600 a month to book this place. Airbnb. Is it a nice place? Yes. But if you go book this apartment, like, once again, I've seen this place. If I look this apartment up, you can probably find, let's actually go to the listing. Let's see if we can find this apartment and see how much it costs if we were to do it directly. Because I do know, I've seen this before. I'm trying to see the name of this building is. Maybe there's enough pictures we'll give it away.
All right, so now that you know the cost of apartments and kind of how to find an apartment, let's talk about the cost of living for Thailand. What type of budget does one need to live out here? As I said at the beginning of the video, that is going to vary person to person because everyone has a different lifestyle. Maybe you want to come out here and, party every day. If you do, that's going to cost you. One thing I want to point out to you guys that people, as Thailand's associated with being very, budget friendly. But here's the thing. You can easily fall into a trap of spending just as much money as you would in other Western countries here in Thailand. So it's not impossible to spend a lot of money here. Like, if you want to spend money, there are plenty of options that will take your money. So, but with that being said, what is a reasonable budget to live out here? I would say starting grounds, if you're coming from, a Western country, I would say, say you get an apartment, you pay an apartment, like you live in, and I will say, let me give actually, before I say what I was gonna say, let's say this first. There's 4 main places that people would live in Thailand. There's Phuket, there's Bangkok, there's Pattaya, and then there is Chiang Mai. Obviously, there are bunch of other cities you can live in. But as far as people like tourists, foreigners, those are the main 4 places that people choose to live. Each one has different costs. So far, Chiang Mai has been the most budget-friendly, more affordable place to stay as far as cost of living and whatnot. Pattaya was actually pretty cheap. I mean, like, Bangkok wasn't bad either. I haven't been to Phuket yet, so I can't say from personal experience, but I have been told Phuket is the most expensive out of all of them. Like, they really market prices there. Now, no surprise because that's where all the tourists go. Tourists. I don't know why that's where all the tourists go, and that's where all the islands are. So of course they're going to, you know, capitalize on, you know, the money there, so they're gonna charge you more. But all right, cool. So with that being said, now that we know, we're gonna choose one of the, you know, these cities to live in. All right, if you're living in Chiang Mai, let's just talk about Chiang Mai since that's where I'm at right now. You can spend something like I spent, which is about 6,000 baht. And there is even cheaper options. You can spend like 4,500 baht a month on rental. So let's say you spend, you know, that range. It's gonna be anywhere from like 150 to 180 dollars a month. So boom, cost of living covered for a month, 180 bucks, good to go. All right, next, do you want to rent a scooter or do you want to just ride around? If you rent a scooter, I believe you can rent a scooter per month for about maybe 2,500 baht, but don't quote me on that. It might vary, but I normally just do grab rides. So the average grab ride for me, that's riding on the back of a scooter, is about 50 baht. So that's like $1.31 US. And so round trip, obviously I'm paying typically like $3.50 for average trip. So per month for transportation, I want to say I'm probably spending about $50. Then you got nightlife, going out. How much does it cost to go out? I typically, before I go out, I like to pregame a little bit. My pregame costs are about, I think I maybe spend like $4 or $5 on drinks that I drink at my, you know, place before I go out. Then once I'm out, I probably end up spending I think my average night, if I don't go too crazy, I spend maybe $20 to $30 going out. That's why, you know, I drink at home first to feel good. so I'm not having to, you know, spend a lot of money going out to, you know, have fun. But depending on where you go, the price can definitely vary as far as drink cost. Still a lot cheaper than, like, you know, obviously the US, like bottle service. I've never done that yet, but like if you go do bottle service at like a club, it might run you, depending on what club you go to, like 5,000 baht or 3,000 baht. Compared to the, you know, you go to like people who get sections and stuff or a bottle service in the States, a night, that might be like a $600, $700 thing, but here, maybe 100 bucks, maybe a little more than 100 bucks. Average drink, mixed cocktail is gonna run you, I wanna say probably 200 baht. Could be cheaper depending on where you go. Like if you go to somewhere that's more tourist, you know, like it's less locals, then price can be higher. If you go somewhere local, then expect to pay for, like, you know, the average beer, a chain, like 80, 100 baht. So what is that? That's like $3, $4. So not that bad. And once again, everyone's taste and stuff is different. So you might go out and spend $200 in the night. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? People get lost in the sauce, and just like I said, things are cheap. But if you know, if you're not paying attention to your money, it can go quickly if you don't actually keep track of things. So I want you guys to know that, like, you know, when you think that Thailand is cheap, it is, but just don't be spend frivolously just because you think everything is cheap. Because like I said, it will eventually start to hurt your bank account over time. So you got nightlife. So if you don't really go out and drink and stuff like that, then honestly, outside of drinking, it's gonna be kind of hard to spend money. So if you're not really a drinker or you don't really go out like that, then that is where the bulk, I feel like, of people spend a lot of money, is the nightlife. So if you don't do that, then I mean, you could easily, I mean, like, you can get by $1,000 a month with breeze if you don't drink. Then you got food costs, right? So if you eat local food, like Thailand food, pad thai, fried rice, pad krapao, different soups, and fried chicken, my favorite. From street food vendors, I mean, like the average meal, you might spend like 30, 40, 50 baht, which is once again $1.30, $2 for your average meal. If you want more Western food, then expect to pay basically very similar prices to back home. Like McDonald's, Burger King, other restaurants, they cost about what you would pay in the US. So that can definitely vary. So if you eat Thailand food, then you can save a lot of money. But if you still have a bit of a Western craving, then expect to spend whatever you spend on food back home. And I personally, like, I haven't cooked not one time since I've been here. I literally, every meal I eat out, which is hard to think about because, like, you know, I used to cook a lot when I was back in the States. But yeah, now I don't cook at all. Maybe my next apartment, once I actually get an apartment that has like a little bit of a kitchen, then I might cook sometimes just in case I'm craving something specific. But still, probably no. maybe. I won't say I won't. But yeah, other than that, So we talk about transportation. I mean, your phone service, a SIM card, I think is running about 20 bucks. A haircut, if you want a good haircut, the good barbers, 400 to 500 baht. In Bangkok, my haircut cost basically close to 20 US dollars. I think like 650 baht for a haircut there. Here in Chiang Mai, I got a good haircut, which I'm gonna go get like in the next 2 days. 400 baht for a haircut here in Chiang Mai. And Pattaya, I didn't really like my haircut in Pattaya. It wasn't that good. Yeah, that was my least favorite haircut so far. That haircut cost me about 350 to 400 baht. But the place I went to, I wouldn't go back to. So I have to find, if I want to go back to Pattaya, I gotta find a different barbershop. What else can we spend money on? I mean, you got entertainment, like you want to go to the movies, depending on where you go. I mean, the movie tickets are like $5. It's not expensive at all. But yeah, and if you're in Bangkok, you can take public transportation. So that would cut when I told you guys I'll take Grab here, because there's no like MTR or SkyTrain here in Chiang Mai. The only one is in Bangkok. So if you take that, I mean, you could probably spend $20, $30 a month for transportation if you just take the SkyTrain, which is super easy to use once like you're familiar with it. But I think that's mainly it. Hopefully this video helped you guys. Hopefully, now you kind of have a better understanding of, cost of living in Thailand. Oh, and before I go, I want to announce, so I'm launching a membership Discord group, because you're gonna register through Patreon, and then you're going to get access to the group. But I didn't want to just start like a generic Patreon, oh, join the Patreon, guys, support the channel. Now, what I want to do for this Discord group is, one, it is going to be men's only, but in there it's going to be, we're going to talk about business opportunities, talk about, finance, growth, mindset. We'll talk about dating, fitness. So basically, and also it's gonna be a networking hub, and I'm in a knowledge hub. So things I find valuable, I'm gonna drop in there. I'm gonna be doing, hopefully eventually once enough members, I'm gonna do weekly calls and we'll discuss different things. I'm gonna do specific, I'll be doing specific videos in there where I break down more or less on how, for guys interested in like learning different digital skill sets, you wanna like do something like I'm doing and live overseas. That is what will be going down inside the Discord group. So if you are interested, you can join below. There's 3 different levels. You still get the access no matter what you pay. It's $5, $10, $15 a month. It's just choosing what, I'm letting you choose your level of support. So by joining the group, you get the value that's gonna be dropped in there, as well as you supporting the channel if you wanna do that. So if you are interested, check it out below. And that is it, guys. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.